Hey girl, hey! Welcome in YouTube. Currently going to be expanding residential into this little area here, and we may or may not buy these regions. We'll see how we feel. I just fixed traffic in my city on the last episode, so if you're interested in that, you can see me building this intersection. And we're also getting a little deep here. Snorris was talking about how he's dealing with depression currently. So we're going to talk about that for a little bit while we expand this residential area. So there's this thing called behavioral activation. And what you do is you do your absolute best to not let your depression dictate what you do. And so you kind of fall into this sad cycle where you feel really down, you feel kind of depressed. And so if you were to, let's just say normally, you would go to the park on Saturdays. Well, Saturday comes around and you're like, I feel too depressed to go to the park. And that's because, you know, last time you went to the park, you were depressed and it just didn't really feel the same. And then because you were sad, it made you feel even worse because you were there and you were like, I should feel better since I'm doing something fun. You just kind of get frustrated, right? So an interesting thing is where you need to be a little bit more gentle with yourself. And so there's, it's called shoulding on yourself. Instead of like shitting on yourself, it's shoulding. And so stop shoulding on yourself, right? It's not about being perfect. And it's not about magically having something make you feel better. It's more so avoiding falling into this spiral where you do not do the things that you normally would because you're depressed. But then you feel guilt. And you're like, no, I should have done that. Or like, I can't even go to the park. I'm so sad. And it like kind of brings you down. So you need to do things not because of how you feel, but despite how you feel. And that's what can be really, really tricky. Because a lot of people fall into that trap, right? So like think about me when I was deployed. At one point in the Navy, or my entire time in the Navy, I was depressed. And it's still something I really struggle with. And what's interesting is if you do things despite how you feel, you may not make yourself feel better immediately, but you will at least try to minimize or prevent a downward spiral. That's my alarm, by the way. And so if you... Hey, don't play on my phone. Play on this computer. Let me turn off my alarm so that doesn't happen again. And so if you force yourself, you literally have to force yourself. Knowing, okay, I'm not going... You're going to lower your expectations. Dude, Flatty, have a wonderful day. And instead of viewing going to the park as, okay, I'm going to go to the park and feel the same way I normally do, you're going to go to the park and just do your best to ride the wave of your feelings. And so what that looks like is not necessarily doing everything you would at the park, right? Maybe if you go to the park and you socialize, or maybe you go to the park and you play on the swings normally or something. Instead of doing that, you go to the park and you just sit there, right? Because you don't have the energy to fully do what you would normally do at the park, and that's okay. Don't be upset with yourself for that. Instead, you can try to be proud of yourself for even just going to the park. And that really allows you to have more grace in your life, and you'll feel less bad about yourself in general. And what's interesting with this is you will also end up having more motivation to do more things. And instead of it being more of a downward spiral, in a best case scenario, it starts to be an upward spiral. Granted, typically it is a very slow one, and that's okay. Right? We're going to practice being more gracious with ourselves. And so what ends up happening is if you force yourself, despite how you feel, to go to the park, this is just an analogy, right? You can do this for anything. For me, it would be live streaming, right? Sometimes I'm like, I don't have the energy. But live streaming brings me so much joy. So if I force myself to do so, despite how I feel, sometimes it can boost my mood. And if I try it and it ends up not working out and I'm like, oh no, like this just isn't what I need right now, that's okay too. Right? And you should be proud of yourself for even trying. Right? And then another aspect to that is going to be what's it called? Yeah, man. Oh yeah, motivation, right? So something a lot of people do is they tell themselves, like, I don't have the motivation to do that. So we're gonna throw in just like some corner coffee shops here. Right, that way people in the neighborhood can walk over here and just enjoy their little like bean counter coffee, you know? Oh yeah. Maybe they go and they buy some bagels here from Ruby's Bagels too, you know? And then right over here, we'll have like a little convenience store. Just a little mom and pop shop, you know? And then we'll even have like a local barber. Nothing too crazy. Actually, I hate that. That's disgusting. We're gonna keep these as houses, but we will expand this corner. This will be like the shop corner. So this is where the barber will hang out. And so motivation, surprisingly, does not magically show up. That's kind of where this behavioral activation is so important to recognize. Motivation is something that grows. So once again, let's go back to forcing yourself to do things despite how you feel. Oh God, we're having a brownout, baby. If you do that little thing of going to the park, you'll notice all of a sudden, even if you didn't really complete everything you wanted to when you were there, if you went to the park, all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, like, honestly, I kind of feel motivated to go to my coffee shop and hang out there. Or maybe it's like, oh, you know, I went to the park today. I think I'll go for a walk in my neighborhood too. Or maybe I will go play pickleball today. When normally, if you hadn't have gone to the park and forced yourself to do that despite how you feel, you wouldn't have felt up for any of those things, and you'd still be like waiting for motivation, right? But motivation is something that builds. So if you can force yourself to just do a little bit of something, kind of like how cleaning your house, if you're struggling with cleaning your house and feeling overwhelmed, set yourself a much smaller goal of, I'm going to clean for 10 minutes. And set a timer, and you know for a fact when those 10 minutes are up, you're done cleaning. And all of a sudden, cleaning your whole house is a much less daunting idea. Because you're not cleaning your whole house, right? But what you'll notice is a lot of the time if you do that, when that 10-minute timer is up, you're like, honestly, I think I'll clean this room too really quickly. And then you clean that room too, and you're like, oh, I'm on a roll, baby. Let me clean this too. And stuff like that kind of happens. And that's just like one other small example. And if you think about that on a grander scale, that's kind of the theme of behavioral activation. So Snorris, I know that's not gonna magically fix your depression or anything, but hopefully that gives you some ideas and maybe just a little bit of hope of like, oh, like I guess I could try these things. Other ideas where this could apply would be like hanging out with friends, or going to the gym, or doing laundry, or walking your dogs, or even just like cooking or eating a meal. Other things that you could do is prioritize sleep a little bit more. Even if all you do is sleep. Ooh, let's make like a little strip here. This is like the outlets here. Or not the outlets. What's it called? A strip mall? I think that's what they're called. That's beautiful. Oh. I forgot what I was just saying. Yeah, this little elementary school here. Oh, that's a police station, not an elementary school. Yeah, we'll throw in a fire department next to the police. That's like a favorite theme of mine, is having them next to each other. I have no idea why. Okay, and yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah, let's expand this a little bit more. And then I feel like park-wise, these people need some parks. So, dog parks are one of my favorite things to have in the city. I do have 3 golden retrievers. And then we'll throw in a small park here. Ah, that's too close to the highway, man. So what we can do is take this small park and we'll grab some trees. We'll go for some medium rare trees here. And we'll just slap-a-roni a little pepperoni here. And this is gonna act as sort of like a miniature sound barrier. Right, so now the highway is much less noticeable. And then we'll even grab some well done trees over here and really load up this zone. That's beautiful. And then what we can do is throw in some walking trails. Oh yeah, baby. And then we'll throw in a bike path that follows this street here. Just so that people can also bike to the park. And I know that I could build a street that has bicycle lanes, but I want them to have the sidewalks to walk. That's beautiful. Yeah, exactly, Yellow Cat. Exactly. And, like, that's tricky because that's another thing, is willpower. Something that a lot of people think is not enough buyers for products. Interesting. A lot of people think that willpower is some sort of innate thing that you either do or don't have. And surprisingly, that is not the case. Willpower is something that absolutely can be grown. I hate that. That's disgusting. Honestly, yeah, I'm okay with this not being optimized. And then let's go ahead and expand Sniper Heights. It'll be this whole residential area. Okay, so let's build this connection here, because right now all of this residential is funneling through here, which this is brutal. That's not good at all. So let's think about how we could do this. I think I want these to ultimately connect. We'll do here. This will be where the connection happens. And how did I do this one? Okay. Yeah, we'll do something like that. So what we can do is turn this into a 2-lane one-way road. And then these two-way one-way roads or two-lane one-way roads will connect into a 2-way 2-lane road. Jesus Christ. So let me show you what I mean by that. Ah! No. Oh, I'm so annoyed that just happened. Because look, I'm going to try to rebuild this highway off-ramp. And it's not going to work. 9 Iron, thank you for paying rent. Oh, I'm livid right now. So we'll transition this into a 3-lane one-way road. And then ultimately a 2-lane one-way road. And then this will be a 3-lane one-way road. And a 2-lane one-way road. So it's not perfect, but it'll do, donkey.
Hey, Ron.
Needs more mods? Absolutely not. Sorry, buddy. I know that everyone is gonna endlessly yell at me for the end of time. And I can't do it. I'm a simple man. Oh, it's so ugly! Please! Please! I hate it. I hate that. I know there's a way to do this. So, you know what? I think we're just going to do a roundabout instead. You know, who doesn't love a good old roundabout? Beautiful. And yeah, we'll keep it as 3 lanes, actually. Oh god. Absolutely not. Yeah, so we'll throw on boom. So this guy is gonna join up here. Love that. Oh, yeah. That can be so stressful. And, you know, I take this gravel pathway back. I hate it. Sorry, bike path. You can suck my ass. Gorgeous. No! Yeah, no, and rightfully so. You know? I like this. I like this. That worked out. But now we need to deal with my fuck up on this highway off-ramp. Oh, thank God. That's okay. Okay, cool. So now these residents can go to their little houses. And if we look at the noise pollution, it's not terrible. But these residents do need a little bit more coverage. So we'll grab some well done trees here. And just throw them in to try to lower that noise pollution. Ah, yeah, look at that. Now these houses are much, just barely better. But still, just for some trees, you know? I love that. And then, yeah, sorry, my cat. I do want to make my city bikeable. At least this area. So what we can do is make it to where we can bike to this park. And we can do so with bike roads. Boom. So they can bike across town. Love that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want them to be this close to the roundabout, but someone's got to do it. Sorry, y'all. And we'll start with some medium rare. Yeah, not bad. Ooh, we are almost a small city, guys. How exciting. All right, everybody. I am off to go continue my social studies education degree. We're going to go to world civilization today and learn about... I don't remember what we're learning about currently. Classic. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later today as I go live on Twitch. Join my Discord, like, subscribe.